Mabel Canton Cougars had the top team in the section. Leroy Ostrander, Lyle Pachilli come to town on Friday night, and Leroy Ostrander LP winning 47-41. Chatting here with Paul Tollefsrud, head coach of the Cougars. And what were your takeaways from Friday night?
Uh, we struggled stopping the guy that we needed to stop. We kind of slow off the ball, didn't control our gaps like we wanted to do, and didn't tackle very well. So it wasn't really a good night for us on defense. Offensively, we moved the ball and control the clock, and we put drives together. But in the end, we didn't make plays on defense, and they ended up beating us pretty well.
And I imagine with a kid like Camden Hungerholt, you can watch him on film, you can read the stat sheet about him, but until you face a kid like that, it's kind of hard to get a true sense to slow a kid like that down. Is that a fair way to put
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that is. It's tough to simulate. We try to do our best. We do have some older kids that come in, and that are kind of shifty runners that are some older kids that have graduated to do some of that scout team defense stuff. But it's tough to simulate. So we try to do it the best we can, and to get in position to make plays. But in the end, we just came up a little short on those plays. So.
And you mentioned offensively, you were able to move the ball, control the clock a little bit. Was there a few things to build on offensively from last Friday night?
I think we're getting better each week on offense, and we aren't so much one dimensional and stuff, but we do a lot of different things, and try to keep the defenses um, off their toes, I guess, and that's kind of a change that we still want to run our stuff and like we traditionally have done, but we can do a little bit more with what we do now.
And when you have a result like last Friday night where the scoreboard said one thing, but you mentioned there's a few things to build on offensively, how do you go about selling that to the kids that, you know what, on one side of the ball, there was a few things to do. The other side of the ball, we just got to make a few more improvements. How do you go about selling to the kids this week?
We got to um, uh, it comes down to uh, believing in yourselves. The easy thing to do is to give in, throw in the towel, and say, what's done, and when whatever. That's the easy thing to do. A true team and a true test is how do you respond to adversity. And we've had some adversity here late in the season, and it comes down to how are we going to respond? Are we going to just give in, or are we going to work hard and take ownership in what we do? And that's coaching staff down to the players. Are we gonna get better and work on those fundamentals and improve and be playing our best games here now at the end of the season?
And this is, of course, the MEA week. You got the 5-day turnaround. How do you manage practice and preparation with the two shorter days to get ready for your opponent this week?
It's a struggle, but by this time of year, you kind of know what you're doing. It's that fine tuning the saw stuff. Trying to improve on those little things and just again, like I said, fine tune things and be ready for Wednesday night.
And then you got a rivalry game on Wednesday night. Another good football team as you make the short trip up to Spring Grove. How would you assess the Lions to this point?
They've made many big plays. They're a solid team, well coached team. Much utmost respect for them, and it has been a rivalry, and we've come on the short end of that rivalry for quite a while now. We got them last year and lost them in the playoffs and stuff, but it's always a competitive game, and our kids are respectful of each other, and it's kind of fun to make that trip and play them. It's a fun game to play in.
All right.
Be part of.
Ought to be a fun atmosphere in Spring Grove on Wednesday night, Coach. Keep your kids healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Paul Tollefsrud, head coach of the Mabel Canton Cougars, Mabel Canton and Spring Grove, Wednesday night.